Naghahabol na nga tayo ng lecture. Okay? So, yun na. Okay, so our topic is individual taxes. Income tax or individual taxes. So, when we're talking about individual income taxes, so, computation of the regular income tax. Okay? So, later, I will introduce to you, hindi siya yung typical na we're using the tax table. Okay? What we call is the 8%. Okay? So, regardless kung ilan tayo ngayon, kasi I will just have to continue our topic because late na kayo. Okay? Ang 202, yung topic natin for this morning, na-discuss namin kahapon. Tapos mamaya, hindi naman sila affected ng fleet. So, we will continue our topic. Hindi rin naman kayo makakapag-sit in, some of you, because meron kayong subject sa financial management. Okay? Pero, we do not have the luxury of time, no? Na para ano tayo. So, we have to continue and discuss. So, if ever merong mga questions, saka tayo and for those na nasa online, so we will continue our session, okay? And, ang hirap lang kasi sabi nga, dito na nga lang tayo sa on-site plus makakabawi, no, ng mga discussion because mas madaling i-discuss kapag nasa on-site because actual kayo nagko-compute, nakikita ko kung nagko-compute talaga kayo and nasusubaybayan nyo yung way ng pagko-compute. Okay? So, yun lang naman ang I'm expecting some of them will, kumbaga, pumunta dito at maki-sit in. Okay? So, meaning the 32 students who attended the activity are all officers. Okay? Okay. So, let's continue. Ilan na ba tayo dito? Isa sa online, 6 sa on-site, 6 sa online. Okay? Okay, so let's continue, ha? So, later na lang, nandito yung mga test paper. Kung gusto nyo pakuha nyo. Kala mo, isa lang nandito. Kaya, mamaya, kung may way kayo dito ng kung nasan ba kayo nandito ngayon, no? Kunin nyo lang test paper later on. Okay? So, income taxes for individuals referring to the regular income tax subject to tax table. Okay? Medyo magre-recall lang tayo ng topic natin last time, module 1 topic regarding the types of taxpayers. The resident citizen, the resident alien, non-resident citizen, no? Except for the NRA and ETB. Okay? So, all of those taxpayers are subject to regular income tax. Okay? On their income, no? Na regular. Okay? Other than passive tsaka CGT. Okay? So, ngayon, kagaya nung sa exam natin last time, nag-provide naman ako ng tax table, no? So, don't worry sa finals, meron pa ding tax table. Okay? Provided yan, no? Ang gagawin nyo lang is alamin kung paano gamitin, di ba? So, tax table is not the problem, no? Kasi, gagamitin naman, kumbaga may guide naman dun no? Ang pinaka-problem is, kung magkano yung net income. Okay? So, doon na papasok yung application ng exclusions and inclusions from the gross income. What else? Items of passive income, items of income subject to CGT, and other gross income. Okay, ano pa? Yung mga allowable itemized deductions. So, last time natapos natin yung NOLCO at OSD. Okay? Yung NOLCO is a part of deduction wherein individuals or corporation may use that, no? Yung NOLCO, yung net operating loss, to be carried over against the gross income, against gross income for the next 3 succeeding years. Okay, ha? Yung NOLCO, pwede mo siyang carry over for the next 3 years, except for those losses incurred from 2020 and 2021 na pwede siyang gamitin up to 5 years. Okay? That will be the NOLCO. Then the other one is the OSD. OSD is the optional standard deductions available to both individuals and corporations that are engaged in business. Ulitin ko yung NOLCO, applicable siya sa taxpayers na engaged sa business. Bakit ko sinasabing engaged sa business? Because merong mga taxpayers na hindi naman engaged sa business. Like for example, individuals that are purely compensation income earner. Those individuals na ang kanilang source of income lang ay compensation. So meaning wala silang business, ang kanyang income ay galing sa sweldo or compensation. So kung yun lang ang source of income mo, you are not allowed to have a NOLCO and the other one, the optional standard deductions. That is not for you. Okay? Yung mga nabanggit kong NOLCO and OSD is only applicable to taxpayers engaged in business. Okay? So, yun. Kaya yung topic natin dito, pero yung topic natin dito is a both combination, no? Ng engaged in business tsaka empleyado. Okay, bakit sinabi yun? Because we have different types of taxpayers, no? Okay, I mean, regardless, when we say sa classification kasi, meron naman talaga tayong resident citizen, resident alien. Yung mga yon, ang difference lang niya is on the basis ng kanilang situs of taxation, wherein the resident citizen are taxable within and without. Tapos the rest of the types of taxpayer are yung mga income lang niya na na-earn dito sa Philippines ang taxable. Okay, yun yung difference, no? Pero itong naka-flash dito ang tatlong klase ng individual taxpayers, yung sources, no? Regardless if it's within or without, we're talking about on the type of income na meron sila. Number one is pure compensation income earner. So the taxpayer must have merong employee-employer relationship. Purely compensation income earner. Okay? Then the other one, pure business or professional income earner. The one, number two is the one that are engaged in business. Okay? And number three are the mixed income earner wherein during a particular taxable year, si taxpayer ay empleyado and at the same time may negosyo. Okay? Or may business. So, ang category niya ay mixed income earner. So, bakit ma'am, bakit ko kailangan alamin yung kanilang classification? Because on the tax rate na pwede, I mean, kung anong pwede sa kanilang tax rate, okay? Or kumbaga anong tax table. Okay? So this one, when we are purely compensation income earner, your tax rate is on the basis ng tax table. Okay? Wala kang ibang option. Hindi yung tinatawag nating NOLCO and OSD are not applicable in this type of taxpayer. Okay? Hindi natin i-apply yung NOLCO at OSD. Okay? When we say tax table, ito siya. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, naka-base sa ganitong table yung kanyang tax due. Okay? So, yun. Anong gagamitin ko dyan sa dalawa, ma'am? So, you will use kung anong year. Ito, usually ito, no? Ito naman ay sample ko lang to, itong 2018, no? Pero ang bibigay ko lang naman sa inyo sa exam is itong 2023 onwards, yung current tax rate. Okay? So, balik tayo dito. So, take note that the purely compensation income earner are only the basis will be the tax table. Wherein, anong income dyan doon, ma'am? Hindi yung compensation income niya. Net compensation income earned. Okay? For number two, okay? So, usually, tax table din siya. Okay? Tax table, meron, NOLCO is allowed, OSD is allowed, and of course, yung default ay itemized deduction, yun ang kanyang default. Okay? So, in general. Okay? So, if you are a business income earner, you have you're being taxed based on tax table. You are also allowed to deduct NOLCO. You are also have the option to be taxed, or your deduction must be based or should be based on OSD at your option, or kaya naman your default deduction method is itemized deduction. Okay? So far yan muna for pure business income earner. So later, okay, ma-introduce natin yung 8% optional rate. Okay? Mamaya. Ayan, bago yan ha. Bago natin yan ipakilala. The 8% optional rate. Pero this will only be on the certain taxpayers. Okay? Not all taxpayers have the option, no, na piliin yung 8% optional rate. Okay? And then the mixed income earner wherein, okay, on the basis of her or his compensation, ang basis ay tax table. Okay? I mean, compensation income plus business income, okay, equals total taxable income. Okay? And your total taxable income, ang basis ng computation ay nasa tax table. In general ulit ha, in general. Okay? So, this income earner are also entitled for the OSD. Okay? OSD. Or pwede rin siya meron din siyang NOLCO. Okay? So, applicable din sa kanya, or kaya yung default na itemized deductions. Okay. Pero, itong mga sinabi kong nahuli, okay? Yung OSD, NOLCO, itemized deductions, available siya or applicable siya sa mixed income earner. However, yung application ng OSD, ng NOLCO is only on the business income. Okay? We do not apply OSD or NOLCO insofar as the compensation income is concerned. No? Hindi tayo gagamit ng NOLCO o OSD sa side ng compensation. But for the business income earner, or for the business income, we can use or we can apply the NOLCO, the OSD. Okay? Take note, ha? So later. And then, for certain types of taxpayers, they can only be, or they can also allowed for the 8% optional rate. Okay, so mamaya natin tanungin yung optional rate. Nagre-record ba tayo? No? Ayan, para lang sa ano. Ito naman kasi ang hirap na sa pag nagre-record tayo, mamaya full ano na to, no? So later on, pag ano, sa download ko, i-convert ko into, i-upload ko na lang sa YouTube para yung link, ano ko na lang. Kasi nga, pag nasa MS Team, yung ating save, yung recorded, ano natin ay, ano na, kumbaga number of days lang, tapos ay expired na. Hindi na natin ma-retrieve. Okay? So, ayan. Hoy, 8 na sila. So, let's continue. Lamig dito. Ayan. Kasi tahimik kasi dalawa lang kami dito eh, no? Oh. Ayan. Oh, these are the tax table. Okay? So, take note ha. Hindi mo na, no need to memorize. No need to memorize this tax table because ito ay ipoprovide natin sa examination. Okay? So, ang gusto ko lang sa inyo ay dapat alam nyo kung paano gamitin itong tax table na to. Okay? So, before ka magamit ng tax table, di ba, you have to determine the taxable income. Okay? So, yun lang naman talaga minsan yung problema, no? Determining the taxable income. So, after mo ma-compute yung correct taxable income, so, hahanapin mo yung bracket mo ng taxable income, then tsaka mo siya i-apply dito sa tax rate. Let's say, for example, the computed taxable income is 300,000. So, malamang dito tayo gugrupo niyan, no? Oh. Dito tayo gugrupo. Dun sa between 250 to 400,000 net income. Okay? Yung annual income referring here are the net taxable income. Net compensation income. Okay? Ayun. sample na natin yung pag-compute ng tax due. Okay? Bago ka mag-compute, hanapin mo muna. Unang titingnan mo, sino ang taxpayer? Okay? Pwede namang korporasyon. Di ba? However, mag-iiba yung tax rate if the taxpayer is a corporation. Okay? So, let's assume that the taxpayer is a resident citizen. Okay? Kapag sinabi nating resident citizen, di ba? So, siya ay taxable within and without the Philippines. So, kung ang given examples nakalagay resident citizen, okay? So, hanapin mo muna. Baka yung mga, for the given information, although in this example, yan na lang yung given, no? Yung assumption na yun yung total. Pero, meron mga instances na yung kanilang sales, yung mga information ay nakagroup within the Philippines, tapos abroad. Okay? Siyempre, mag-matter siya kung siya ay resident citizen or ibang classification niya. Okay, so going back here, these are the example of the income earned by a resident citizen whose source of income is purely business income. So, anong category niya? Purely business income. So, kapag purely business income, ano ang kanyang default? Okay? In general, so, subject siya sa tax rate na per tax table. They can also have a deduction, no, for the NOLCO if meron. At may option din siyang mag-OSD. Okay? So, ingat lang, no? Kapag sinabing ganyan, compute the income tax due or payable graduated rate. Okay? Ang default niyan ay itemized tax table. Ibig sabihin, yung kanyang deduction is yung itemized. Okay? Unless sabihin sa problem that the taxpayer is up to choose the OSD. Okay? Gagamitin mo lang yung NOLCO. Gagamitin mo lang yung OSD kapag sinabi sa problem na pinili ng taxpayer na mag-OSD. Kapag silent ang problem, ang default niya ay itemized deductions at tax table. Yung normal nating model, sales minus cost of sales minus itemized deductions is your taxable income. Okay? Yun yung default. So, in this example, kahit hanggang dito lang yung problem. So, it's understandable, o kumbaga, it's implicitly stated that yung tinatanong dito ay income tax due using the tax table under regular itemized deduction. Okay? Hindi ka pwede gumamit ng OSD kasi hindi mo sinabi sa problem. Okay? Diba? Kumbaga, siyasabi ko, yung default, kahit hindi sabihin na siya ay graduated tax rate, yun ang kanyang default. Okay? So, unahin muna tayo yung income tax payable. Okay? And by the way, the presentation here is on an annual basis. Bakit ko sinabing annual basis? Bakit meron pa ba kami ibang reporting other than annual? Yes. For those for those taxpayers that are engaged in business, hindi lang annual income tax ang ipe-prepare mo. You have also to prepare on a quarterly basis income statement or income tax return. Okay? Since the given problem is the total amount, no, for the year. Anong tanong, ma'am? Income tax due. So, isa-isahin natin. You have gross sales, cost of sales, and operating expenses under itemized deductions amounting to 650. And what about the 80,000? Ano yung 80,000? Expense ba siya or wala lang, ma'am? Pampagulo. Okay? So, the 80,000 withholding tax is a tax credit. Okay? This is a tax credit that could be deducted against your tax due. Okay? I-exempt na lang si creditable withholding tax after mo makompute yung tax due. Tsaka mo lang siya ibabawas. Okay? Yung sinasabing taxes or tax paid as a deduction is only applicable on the foreign tax credits claimed by resident citizen. Okay? Hindi ito yung sinasabing creditable withholding taxes na binayaran sa abroad na pwede mong ibawas against your gross income. Okay? Wala kasi naman sinabi sa example. So, meaning, ang default niyan ay, computin mo lang yung tax due mo. No? What are we going to do with the 80,000? May tanong yan doon sa sa problem sa exam ninyo. So, I think, anong number yun? May tanong dyan sa libro, sa exam ninyo. I think, ano number yun? Ano number? May tanong siya eh. Yung yung withholding, and then not withholding tax. Set B na nga lang. Mas madaling intindihin yung set B. I think naalala ko yung sa set B. So that is on the question that ano ba yun? Wait lang. For set B letter number 36 na parang as distinguished from deductions, a tax credit is a deduction on tax due. Okay? So, yun is for the foreign tax credits. No? Ayan. So, sige, dito na tayo mag-compute, ma'am. Compute for the income tax due. Anong basis ko? Ito lang yung tatlo muna. Okay? Income tax due, di yung tax na na-compute mo using the tax table. The income that the payable is after computing for the income tax due, deduct mo yung withholding tax. Ano ba yung rationale ng withholding tax? So withholding tax is just parang prepaid tax, no? Or prepaid expenses. Not prepaid expenses. So parang advance payment siya. Okay? Na yung pwede mo siya ibawas against your income tax due. Okay? For example, okay? So given the following information, we have sales of 2.8, gross sales or cost of sales of 1.4, and a gross income of 1.4. An itemized deduction of 650. Therefore, you arrive at the net taxable income of 750,000. So this is the pro forma. This is the normal pro forma of your taxable income. Ito. Okay? This is your itemized deduction. Yan ang default. Okay? Yan ang default. Okay? So, assuming that the 650,000 are all allowable deductions. Okay? So, your net taxable is 750. And then, yung 750, that is your net taxable income. Anong susunod? After makompute yung 750, punta ka ng tax table. No? Hindi mo makukompute yung income tax due nang hindi ka pupunta ng tax table. Okay? So, sa 750, hahanapin mo siya. Ito yung bracket ng 750, di ba? Ika lang. Ito yung bracket ng 750, mga ate kuya, no? So, ibig sabihin, yung 750, ang tax niya ay between 400 to 800,000, tax rate of 20% in excess of 400,000, and with a basic tax of 22,500. Okay? Let's apply this one. Diba? Bracket niya ay, saan na ako? Ito nga, no? 750 minus 400 times 20 plus 22,500. So, our tax due ay 92,500. Okay, the 92,500 is the tax due. Pero since ito na yung relevance nung 80,000, no? Na withholding tax. Okay? After computing the tax due, the 80,000 withholding tax, no? Are deductible against the income tax due. Okay? Yun, doon pa lang umeksena. Okay? And by the way, yung creditable withholding tax, yun naman talaga yung default na ano niya, no? na lugar, no? For example, I mean, yung use, no, ng withholding tax is deductible against the computed tax due. Okay? Ayan. So, using the tax table, so yung income tax due of 92,500 less, ano yung 80? Tax credit, no? So, the income tax payable is 12,500. Okay? So, again, in the first box, no, this is the example, no? Kumbaga, sa given example, ang sinabi lang, compute for the income tax due. Okay? So, the default, no, pag sinabi lang ng income tax due, ang default niya ay itemize deduction and use the tax table. Okay? Go with the income model. Sales minus cost of sales minus itemized deductions is your net income or your net taxable income. Okay? So, ayun yung tanong sa sagot. Ayun ang sagot sa tanong na compute the income tax due. Okay? Kahit nga wala yung graduated tax rate dyan eh, no? Okay? Tapos, ma'am, the same information. Tapos may follow-up question si ma'am. Compute the tax due if the taxpayer, no? Ang option niya ay OSD. So, pag sinabi nating OSD, sa individual, yung OSD ay optional, siya ay kapalit ng iyong actual cost of sales and actual itemized deductions. Okay? Ulitin ko ha. Yung OSD for the individual, ayan yung kapalit ng itemized deduction mo. Okay? Tsaka ng cost of sales. Okay? In this example, your sales of 2.8 times 40%, okay? Yung 2.8 times 80%, that is 1 something data yun. 120 ba yun? 120 nga, no? Yung 120, okay. Yung 120, yun yung itemized yun yung deductions mo. Okay? I mean, eto, yun yung OSD mo. Okay? Which is 1,120. 1,120,000. That is, yan yung, hindi ko sinasabi substitute, yan yung magiging equivalent deductions mo in exchange for your cost of sales and operating expenses. Okay? So therefore, your your net income under OSD is 1,680,000. Okay? Nung nag-itemize ka, ang taxable income mo ay 750. Okay? Nung nag-itemize ka, ang taxable income mo ay 750. Pero same information, nung nag-OSD ka, your taxable income will now be 1,680,000. Okay? Halimbawa lang naman sa problem, no? Mas pinili ni taxpayer na mag-OSD. Okay? So, OSD ka, so gawa ka rin ng, mag-refer ka pa rin sa tax table. Okay? So, yan lumabas. So, using the tax table, under OSD, your tax due is 242,500. Okay? Ganun kalaki, no? Kapag nag-OSD. Again, case-to-case basis naman na hindi ko sinasabing favorable ang OSD or favorable ang itemized deduction because that is case-to-case basis. So, nakasalalay yung benefit or yung kumbaga when we have to compare that, no? Nakasalalay yan dun sa volume ng expenses mo. So, kung ang nature ng business mo ay maraming expenses at kukunti lang ang markup mo, so I suggest use the itemized deductions. Pero kung ang nature ng business mo ay konti lang ang expenses mo at hindi ka pa talaga nagkikip ng mga expenses, so, mas maganda kung hindi mo ipipiliin yung itemize. Okay? So, yung first option is the OSD. Okay? So, first box, under the tax table, tax table itemize. So, kumbaga, ang combination nitong first column, first box ay itemize. Ang hirap pag nagsusulat ako dito ng no? Pag naka-online no? Ayan. Yung first column, yung merong 12,500 na income tax due, yun yung na-compute natin on the basis ng taxable income, graduated tax rate. Tax table graduated. Okay? Tax table graduated. Yung sumunod na naman na merong computation na 242,500, that is graduated OSD. Okay? Yun yung combination. Ulitin ko sa pagko-compute, no? Number 1. Gusto mo nasa kita kaya ako dito na. Ay, di kasi kita dito, diba? So, the basis will be the tax table. Okay? That is only applicable to individuals. Yung table na pinakita ko sa inyo. No? So, magagamit lang niya yan kapag number 1, siya ay may business. Okay? Okay? Tapos yung business niya, it's either itemized or naka-OSD. Okay? Regardless, di ba? Kung engage ka sa business, you may use itemized or. Take note, hindi pwede mo pagsabayin yan. Or talaga siya. Okay? Itemized, tax table. OSD, tax table. Ito kasi ay, ito yung mga expenses or deductions. Okay? Yan yung kapalit. Okay? So, for now, no? For the first two, yung 12,500 tsaka 242,500. So, yun. May business income ka. Pinili mo yung itemized. So, ang naging total tax still due mo is 12,500. Pero, if you choose same information, you choose OSD, ang naging tax due mo ay 242,500. Okay? So, sa case na to, sa given example na to, syempre, mas favorable sa taxpayer yung itemized deductions. Okay? So, yun. And then, this time is the 8%. So, wait lang break lang muna ako ng 5 minutes lang kasi ay lang ako. Ihina ako. Meron ba ibang papasok? Yung mga naka-flip. Baka gusto niyo mag-online mga bagay, busy sila. Sagit lang. 3 minutes lang. Ihina ako. Lamig kasi. Yeah.
Kasi nito na kasi kaya natin. Kasi yung pumili namin 5 point.
Ihinaw talaga ako. Okay, going back here, nasan na tayo? Okay. So, yung combination, for those, kita ba yung ano? So, I'm saying that the taxable income for individuals, no? For those engaged in business, okay? Yung kanyang default, no? Pag sinabi kong default, hindi, wala siyang, hindi siya nakapag-choose ng option niya for the OSD. Ang default niya ay itemize deductions and use the tax table. Okay? And the other one naman, they have the option. Again, this is applicable both to individual or corporation. No? So, yun. So, pwede rin naman. So, kung pinili niya yung OSD, ang mababago lang naman doon is the cost of sales tsaka mga itemized deductions. Pero still, your computed net income, ang gagamitin pa rin natin ay tax table. Bakit pa na yung banggit mo ng tax table, ma'am? Because on the third box, which is yung answer for question number 2, assume that the taxpayer opted to be taxed using 8% income tax rate. Okay. Pag sinabi nating 8%, hindi ka gagamit nito. Okay? Kaya nga 8%, di ba? O kahit anong titig mo dyan, walang 8% dyan. So meaning, pag sinabing 8%, hindi ka gagamit ng tax table. Okay? Ano ang gagamitin mo? O, bago tayo mag-compute dyan, ang tanong, is the 8% applicable to all types of individuals? The answer is no. Okay? Pag sinabi nating 8%, that is in lieu. Sabi in lieu, kapalit. No? Kapag nag-8% ka na, hindi ka na mag-tax table. Okay? Okay, X na yung tax table mo. Hindi ka gagamit. And at the same time, yung isa pang tax type, okay, take note, although wala pa naman kasi tayo sa tax 2, no? Business tax or percentage tax. Okay? So, etong dalawang to, mawawala. Tax table and business tax, yun ang kapalit ng 8%. Parang ano yan, ma'am, parang favorable yan, no? Kasi 8% lang eh, no? Pero again, depende kasi sa nature of business mo, no? So, ang rule dito, yung option ng 8% ay hindi lahat available sa individuals. Certain individuals lang ang pwedeng mamili or may pagkakataon na piliin yung 8%. Sino-sino sila? Individuals that are engaged in business, either purely business income earner or mixed income earner. So, sa madaling salita, yung 8% ay hindi available sa mga purely business income earner. Okay? Ano naman ito? Okay? So, sino yon, ma'am? O, basta meron engaged in business, no? Mapa purely or purely business or mixed income earner. Okay? Kaya lang, doon sa business income mo, may threshold kasi. Okay? So, the taxpayer must be a non-VAT registered taxpayer. So, pag sinabi natin non-VAT, ano siya? So, yung non-VAT, dapat yung kanyang sales, yung kanyang business sales do not exceed 3 million. Yun yung threshold. Okay? Pagkasama siya, non-VAT at ang sales niya do not exceed 3 million. Okay? Kasi the moment na na-reach mo na yung, kahit ka non-VAT, tapos na-reach mo yung 3 million, o hindi ka na qualified for the susunod na ano, no? Or kaya naman, pwedeng hindi ka umabot, yung sales mo ay hindi 3 million, mas mababa pa nga sa 3 million. Kaya lang, yung kanyang registration ay VAT registration, hindi ka pa rin qualified. Okay? So sabi ko ano, unlike OSD that are applicable to most of the taxpayers, no? Pero itong 8% optional rate is not available to all types of taxpayers. Oh? So yun lang. So dapat engage in business, tapos non-VAT registered, the sales does not exceed 3 million for the year. Okay? So yun. Paano kung mixed income earner, ma'am? Paano mixed income earner? For example, okay, halimbawa si taxpayer ay dalawa yung kanyang source of income. Isang compensation as employee at isang business. What if, ma'am, yung kanyang income or sweldo niya is 5 million. Tapos, ang kanyang sales sa business is just 2.5 million and still non-VAT. Qualified pa rin ba siya mag 8%? Take note ha? O kasi sabi mo may 3 million ka dyan eh. No? Yung business niya 2.5. Yung kanyang kita as an employee is 5 million. Okay? Qualified pa rin ba siya, ma'am? Yes. Because ang titingnan lang natin dito ay yung business sales niya. Kahit ba 10 million, kahit 20 million pa yung kanyang sweldo, no? Pero ang kanyang business, yung sales niya sa business ay hindi pa umabot ng 3 million, meron pa siyang choice. Okay? Pasok pa siya sa criteria para mag 8%. Tandaan yun, ha? Yan, ha? Yung threshold nating 3 million, doon lang tayo sa business sales. We do not include yung compensation income. Okay? So, kaya lang, ganito. Yung 8% din, we will only apply that to his or her business sales. Okay, paano yung ganito? Ate, we just, okay, we're talking about the mixed income earner. Ang magiging total tax due ng isang mixed income earner, 2 beses kang or magse-separate ka ng computation. For your compensation income, use the tax table. For your business gross sales, use the 8%. Then combine. Okay? Yun yung pagkakaiba. Okay, so tingnan natin example mo. Pero yung example kasi natin dito, purely business. Okay? If you look at the example, yung gross sales niya is 2.8. Tapos, ma'am, bakit may 250,000 dyan? Bakit ka nagbawas ng 250? Okay. Default ba yung 250,000 na binawas mo bago ka nag-multiply ng 8%? So, ganito siya. Yung 250 na binabawas natin against gross sales is applicable if the taxpayer is just purely business income earner. Okay, ulitin ko ha. 8% tapos purely business income earner. So, ibig sabihin, wala siyang sweldo as employee. Ang sources of income lang niya is business income. Okay? So, if that is the case, so allowed siya, no? Magbabawas muna tayo ng 250,000. Okay? Constant yun ha, yung 250,000. Before ka mag-multiply ng 8%. Okay? O ma'am, sige, after na, nakumpit ko na. 204,000. Ano yung 204,000? that is already your tax due. Okay? Tapos, yung 80,000, ano ba yung impact ng 80,000? Yung 80,000, regardless kung anong method ang ginamit mo, regardless kung ikaw ay tax-stable, itemized, OSD, or 8%, yung 80,000 na withholding tax is a deduction to your tax due, against your tax due. Kahit anong method pa yung ginamit mo. Okay, di ba? Pakita mo. Yung unang table natin, nagbawas tayo ng 80,000. So that model is itemized deduction. Okay? Yung pangalawa, nagbawas din tayo ng 80,000. Ang ginamit natin dito ay OSD. Yung pangatlo, eksena pa rin si 80,000 even if we use the 8%. So, yun ang purpose ng creditable withholding taxes. This is only be a deduction against your tax due. Okay? Wait lang kasi. Wait lang ha. Next. Ma'am. Sige, mamaya tayo mag-ano. Sa income. Okay, wait. Sige, let's apply this one. No? Another one. Okay. So, take note lang din pala, no? Kapag mixed income earner naman, paano kung mixed income earner? Paano rin ang computation ng tax due niya kapag tax table? Oh, parang, ano ba? Ang hirap. Sige, ganito. Sige, to summarize, no? Ito yung, ano natin, ha? Option, no? Option. Doon tayo sa default, okay? Yung default, okay? Yung default, kapag purely, ba spelling natin, no? Itotoyo na naman yung aking ano eh. Mag-upload lang din ako ng ano ha. May utang ako sa, marami akong utang sa inyo na ano, na materials. Oh, pero may utang kayo sa akin na ano ha, additional, ay ipapagawa pa ako sa inyong quiz na for under module 2. No, para makabawi naman sa naghihingalo yung score. So, purely compensation income, ang default niya ay tax table. Okay? Purely business income, kumbaga ito yung pagkakasunod-sunod ha. Business income, so, itemize, and tax table. Okay? So, another one, pwede rin siya na OSD and tax table. Okay? Pero, certain. Okay? Pero meron din namang 8%. Okay? With 250K deductions. Pero ito ay for certain taxpayers only. Okay? Yung qualified for the 8%. Okay? So, yan yung default. Okay? Kumbaga, if the taxpayer failed to choose the OSD or the 8%, ito yung una niya, itemize and tax table. Okay? For the mixed income earner, ano yung mix? Okay? For the mixed income earner, so ito yung default. Okay? Compensation. So you have to compute first for the net compensation income plus business income computed under itemized deductions. Okay? So ang kinonsider mo dito ay itemize, get the total, then proceeds with the, ano ba? Ano na pinipindot ko eh, wait lang. Then use the tax table. Okay? So, ganyan. Kung ikaw ay mixed income earner, get your compensation income, compute your business income using the itemized deductions, get the total, then proceed with the tax table. Okay? Or, compensation income, or ito yung, kumbaga yan yung hierarchy ha, ito yung pagkakasunod-sunod, no? Or, pwede rin naman, for certain gamitin mo OSD. Okay? Yung pag-compute mo ng business income under OSD. And then, get the total tax table. Okay? Another one, your compensation income, use the tax table. Ito yung kaninang example ko kanina. Okay? Plus business income times 8%. Okay? So, yun ang magiging total tax due niya. I mean, yung pagkukupit mo ng tax due, ayan siya. Pakihan ko na, para kita nyo, ha? Saan ka dyan, ma'am? So, lagi nyo tatandaan yung unahan yun yung default, no? Unless sabihin sa problem na pinili ni taxpayer mag-OSD, pinili ni taxpayer na mag-8%. Otherwise, yung default yung requirement mo. So, sa purely compensation income, wala ka nang magagawa, tax table ka. Pag may business ka, default mo ay itemize and tax table. Okay? O kumbaga, itemize, tapos proceed ka sa tax table. Okay? Kung OSD ka, compute mo muna yung deduction mo, then proceed with the tax table. If ang pinili mo ay 8%, pero take note the 8% is only applicable to certain taxpayers. Okay? Yun ang gagamitin mo, 8%. So, yung sales minus, so meaning, yung sales minus 250K times 8%. Okay, so yun yung computation niya dito. So, yun dito naman, ang computation niya, sales times 8%. So, without a deduction of 250 if mixed income earner. Okay? So, yan ang tatandaan yung mga default na, yung mga combination. Okay? So, yung mga nasa taas lang, yung mga nauna, yun yung default niya. Okay? Ayan. So, ayan, para, di ba? Yung tatlo, ito yung classification natin ng individual taxpayers, purely compensation, purely business income, or mixed income earner. Okay? Para sa problem, ma'am. So, sabi ko sa problem sa given example natin or sa magiging exam, ganyan lang siya, no? Kapag walang sinabi, pag hindi, for example, the question here is, di ba? Compute the income tax due. For example, ito. That alone, first question, walang sinabi. Silent ang problem. Anong gagamitin ko? Mixed income earner ka. Compute the income tax due. Ito ang default mo dun sa problem na yon. Okay? Ganyan mo i-compute yung tax due mo. Ito, dun sa susunod nating problem. Okay? Kasi wala man sinabi si ma'am eh. Ayun lang eh. Pero kung second question, 8%, so sinabi dito, the taxpayer intended to use the 8%. So first muna, bago ka magsagot ng yes, i-assess mo muna kung qualified pa, no? For the 8%. So kung qualified, tsaka ka lang magko-compute. Ulitin ko ha, huwag ka basta-basta magko-compute ng 8%, no? Kung hindi naman qualified si taxpayer. Okay? Sayang lang ang effort mo. Okay? Ayan na tayo. Well, no, hindi siya mamamali lang yung sagot mo. kung hindi siya qualified for the 8%. Okay? So, another example is when the entity, the taxpayer is a resident citizen, okay, mixed income earner. So, yung business income compensation niya is 1.4 gross sales. So, parang kanina example, nadagdagan lang sa eksena natin si compensation income. Okay? Parang pares lang siya kanina, no? Tapos, ito lang ang nadagdag sa information. Okay, tapos meron din siya aside from 80,000, meron din siyang withholding tax on compensation na 252. So anong gamit ng withholding tax on compensation? So yan yung para din siyang tax credit, no? Siya din ay deductible against tax due. Pero take note, the 252,500 is deductible against sa total tax due din, no? Pero normally naman kasi talaga, the withholding tax on compensation, mostly, is also the same tax due kapag kinumpute mo lang itong compensation income mo alone, no? Sa pag-compute. For example, ginamit mo tong 1.4 sa pag-compute ng tax due sa tax table. Ito rin usually ang lalabas, no? Ayan. Normally kasi kapag sa compensation, sakto na, no? Walang sobra, walang kulang. Ayan. So, doon tayo sa number 1 question. Compute the income tax due or payable. So, ano ang default? Compensation muna plus business income equals to the Okay? So, let's compute. Ay, ito na yun. Ayan. Sales minus cost of sales, your gross income minus operating expenses is your net taxable income. Okay. Tingnan mo yung after computing your taxable income, we directly add the compensation income. Okay? No need to separate the tax due for business income and the tax due for compensation income. Bakit? Pares mo rin naman siyang gagamitin sa tax table. So, dapat lang na pagsamahin mo muna siya or consolidate mo muna siya bago tayo mag-proceed sa tax table. Okay? So, yung business income plus compensation income is your total taxable income, then proceed with the tax table. Okay? So, ano yung tax table? Ito. Okay? Under the bracket ng 2 million. Okay? So, the computation is 447,500. Then, deduct the withholding tax and the creditable withholding tax or income tax payable is 115. So, that is the answer for number 1. Yun lang siya. Okay? O, ingat lang kasi pag hindi pwedeng, pwede bang computing ko muna to? Tapos computing ko rin to? Tapos tsaka ako i-add? Mali ang lalabas na sagot mo. Okay? So, next. Sa tanong na, yung tanong susunod, ma'am. Can the taxpayer choose to be taxed at 8% instead of the graduated income tax rate? Let's assume that the taxpayer is a non-VAT registered. Okay? Okay. So, ang susunod mo, ma'am, non-VAT. For example, non-VAT naman siya. Sige, ang susunod mong measurement. Magkano yung gross sales niya? 2.8. Lumampas ba siya sa 3 million? Hindi pa. So, therefore, qualified pa siya. Diba? So, ibig sabihin, taxpayer can choose the 8%. Okay? So, kung yes, proceed with the computation. Ito yung computation ng 8%. Okay? So, dito lang tayo maghihiwalay ng landas, no? Yung kanyang 1.4 na yung kanyang income sa compensation, separate natin na kinumpute. Tama, hiwalay. Ulitin ko, Yung 1.4, that is her compensation income computed using the tax table. Ang lumabas ay 252,500. Then, your income tax on business, your gross sales of 2.8 without having a deduction of 250 times directly 8%. Then, tsaka ka pala mag-a-add. Okay? Tingnan mo yung procedure, nung yung graduated tax rate, combine mo muna yung taxable income. Yung nag 8% ka, ang kinombine mo is the tax due under tax table and then the tax due under 8%, then combine. Okay, ganun. Iba yung sistema kanina, no? Kaya. Then, deduct withholding tax or creditable withholding tax. Ulitin ko, bakit nawala yung 250 dito, ma'am? Bakit wala akong privilege to deduct 250,000? Okay? If you are a mixed income earner, wala ka nang ibabawas na 250. Bakit, ma'am? The rationale behind that is because in your compensation, naka-incorporate na dyan yung 250. Bakit ka mo? Diba? If you look at the tax table, ayan, dito natin kinumpit yung compensation mo eh. No? So, naka-default, naka-incorporate na sa tax table that your first 250,000 is zero or walang tax due. Okay? So, kumbaga, nag-benefit ka na ng 250,000 mo on your compensation income. Kaya pagdating mo ng business income, you are no longer allowed to deduct another 250,000. Nag-250,000 lang tayong deduction dito kapag purely business income earner. Okay? Then get the total, the tax due, and then the income tax payable. Medyo mahaba siya, pero tsagain nyo dapat, ha? Tingnan ko nga yung exam natin, di ba? Wala namang masyadong komplikadong sagot. Ay, tanong. Hindi nga siya masyadong, alam mo yun? Bawat tanong ko, bawat number, isa lang naman yung tanong. Wala naman siya yung comprehensive na unlike in your other accounting subjects na isang problem tapos several questions eh. Iano ko na nga lang eh, no? Unless yung straight problem nga, tagalawa lang ang tanong natin eh, no? Or kaya, tapos yung sa fringe benefits pa nga, hindi nga siya continuation eh, no? Different assumption pa nga yun eh. No? So hindi ganoon nga comprehensive yung tanong ko, no? Pero some of you or many of you, no? Sakto-sakto. Ito, for example, sakto 60 score. Okay? So, kailangan mag-adjust tayo, no? Adjustment, 2 weeks na lang adjustment pa. Okay? So, gagawin natin lahat yun within that 2 weeks, no? So, remember, schedule natin. So, medyo mapupuno yung last 2 weeks natin. Topics, learning tasks, quizzes, and materials. Okay? So, yun. So, i-ready nyo na yung susunod na weeks, no? Kasi hindi lang naman subject ko ang exam niyo for sure. You also have you have also quizzes, learning tasks, and written examination sa ibang mga subject, particularly mga accounting subjects. Okay? So, kumbaga, loaded tayo, no? Hindi lang kayo, ako din, no? Kasi within that span of actually dapat bukas makagawa na ako ng exam eh, no? Kailangan ko nang i-submit yung exam ninyo. Unahin ko kayo, no? Now, para wala na kayong magagawa. Ayun na yung coverage, no? So, I need to prepare tomorrow, until tomorrow, or starting tomorrow, I have to submit na yung examination, no? For module 3. So, wala akong problema kasi tayo lang naman, although meron mga income taxes sa ibang program, no? So, tayo naman ay 201 and 202 lang, no? Ayan. Kasi yung isang subject ko sa CFAS, departmental siya. Okay? So, yun. So, I have the freedom to, para incorporate natin sa final exam. And remember, that is 40% will come from modules 1 and 2, 60% module 3. However, yung approach ko kasi sa taxation is from the start, from passive income to CGT. So, application na dapat ng lahat eh, no? Dapat nga mostly sa module 3, bawas-bawasan ko na yung theories. Okay? Ayan. Kaya baka umiyak kayo pag puro problem solving, no? Well, actually, nagpapabigat lang naman talaga dito is the one, yung scoring kasi. Ang bigat kasi, ma'am, isang problem, 2 points. Di ba? Ang laki ng impact. Okay? So, let's see. No? Okay, try, pero kailangan talaga dami-damihan natin din yung, yung problem. Kasi, ano ba? Although, oo nga, may bonus pa nga dito, no? May binonus pa ako dito sa mga to, kaya, kung hindi, sobrang baba ng score natin, no? Ayan. So, yun lang naman, no? So, aside from that, yun, kailangan natin ng isang bagsakang comprehensive problem na kasama na lahat from the start. Okay? So, kasi masyado mabigat din naman talaga, no? So, kung ganun ang gagawin ko, so probably it will create 10 questions. Okay? Isang comprehensive problem at least 10 questions. Kaya nga lang, kung ito 2 points ko yun, 20 points agad yun. Di ba? Yun lang mabigat kasi. Okay, kaya lang gawan natin ng paraan. Okay? So, yun lang. Medyo, di ko lang kung paano ko isisingit. Okay. Nabanggit ko din kanina, ma'am. No? Yung at the start, no? That yung presentation natin ng computation is an annual basis. Paano na sinabing annual? So, yung amount presented are annual na siya. Okay? Pero, the requirements is, anong tawag dito? Quarterly basis. Quarterly siya sa mga engaged in business. Okay? Paano ba ako mag-e-example dito? Wala ko example na. Ano, pakita pa kayo, ha?
We love that so much more.
Hmm.
I can't wait to comment after we
So, example. So, on a quarterly basis, okay? Although naka-recorded naman to. So, sabi ko, paano, ma'am, ang presentation? Ibig sabihin, quarterly magfa-file ako ng income tax? Yes. First, second, third. Paano ang measurement ng quarterly dyan, ma'am? Calendar basis. So, ilang buwan sa isang quarter? 3 buwan. Ano yung period na yon? First quarter consists of January, February, March. Second quarter, April, May, June. Third quarter, July, August, September. And then, on the fourth quarter, yung content ng fourth quarter na, wala nang fourth quarter. Kasi yung pang fourth quarter is annual na siya. Okay? So, going back here, the amount presented is a cumulative balances of your income and expenses. So, ibig sabihin, this is your earnings or gross income for the quarter. This is your earnings from first to second quarter, cumulative. Okay? Pero ingat lang, ha, kasi may mga presentation na minsan hindi cumulative. Although in this example, sinabi ko na, cumulative balances. Bakit mag-iiba ba pag hindi siya cumulative? Yes, iba yung impact na, no? Okay, let's go. Continue. Computation, income tax payable, total final tax, capital gains tax. Siyempre, to answer number 1, so these are for the regular income tax. For number 2, it only pertains to passive income subject to final tax. And number 3 for CGT. So, ganyan example. Ika-categorize pa natin muna. Regular, passive, regular, final, or CGT. Okay? Alin dyan yung regular? Alin na pang regular dyan? O, syempre, ito rin. Ito lang naman. So, ito lang. So, ito yung consider natin in the computation of your regular income tax. These two items, dividends and interest, are subject to final tax. Okay? Yung first two are for question number 1. Second, dividends and interest income, that is the requirements, no, that you need, no, to answer number 2. And for number 3, ito siya. Yung last problem. Okay? Binigay ko na sa inyo, for example. Siyempre, i-analyze nyo. So, ibig sabihin, to answer question number 1, we're only looking for the first two given informations. Okay? So, yun lang. Dito tayo magko-concentrate to answer. Ang tanong kasi, ma'am, okay na sana kung annual eh. Kung annual, dito lang tayo titingin. Pwedeng, oo, pero kaya lang hindi eh, no? Pero talagang, hindi. Even if the question is for annual, tapos ganyan yung presentation, you still have to recompute, consider on a quarterly basis. Okay? O, sasabihin, hindi shortcut to ha, na, ay, pag sinabing tanong ni ma'am, annual, ba, ito yung example. Tapos ang tanong ni ma'am, annual. Hindi ko pwedeng dumirekta agad dito sa dulo. Babalikan mo pa rin yung first, second, and third quarter. Bakit, ma'am? Okay, ito yung example. Ay, mali pa. Ito. So, example, ito yung given, di ba? Oh. Dito mo tayo tumingin sa first quarter. Okay? Ito yung given kanina. The gross income, although, shortcut na to, ha? Shortcut na tong, yung row na to. Because, yung gross income from sale, nanggaling siya sa sales minus cost of sales. Okay? Shortcut na siya. I mean, given, based on the problem, yun yung binigay. So, pwede rin na may pinagmulan siya na sales minus cost of sales. Okay? And then, business expenses, 120,000. So, the business expenses in our model, that is equivalent to itemized deductions. And your net taxable income, yun na yun. Okay. So, doon tayo sa first quarter. So, your net taxable income is 180. Pagdating mo ng income tax due, 0. Bakit 0? Kasi hindi pa umabot ng 250. Okay? Ay, tanong pa lang, ma'am. Kapag, if ever, ma'am, if the taxpayer is a mixed income earner, saan ko isisingit yung compensation ko on a quarterly basis? Wala. Okay? If the taxpayer is a mixed income earner, yung kanyang quarterly reporting, ang content lang nun ay business income. Saka ka na lang magko-consolidate ng yung compensation income mo sa annual. So, in short, yung information sa first, second, and third is purely from your business operations. Okay? So, balik tayo sa first quarter. Bakit 0? Kasi nga, hindi pa umabot ng 250 ang income mo. Okay. Next, second quarter. Sa previous slide, ito yung given. Okay? Yan yung given. Pero in the presentation, ito, teka lang ha. Sana na-download ko na. Sige. Mag-ano na lang ako. Mag-share screen na lang ako para kita nung iba. Para nasa online. Para naman yung nasa online, no? Ay, mga sa online, ito. So, same pa rin naman tayo. We're still on the individual income tax, no? Pero sinasabi ko kanina, a while ago, di ba? Yung ating column, ito. Ano yan? Yung ating column kanina, yung 650, yung 262, yun yung given sa previous slides. Okay? Pero kapag nag-present na tayo ng quarterly, ang magre-reflect muna is your amount, no, ng income, your business expenses or your taxable income from second quarter. O, paano nag-arrive sa 350, ma'am? Wala ka namang given na ganyan ha. Wala naman 350 doon sa problem mo. Bakit may 350, may 142? So, well, yung 350, galing siya sa 650 minus 300. 262 minus 120 is 142. Okay, pinakita lang natin na ito yung transaction ng second quarter. Because that's how you present that in your quarterly income tax return. So, may I present to you? Ito yung example ng quarterly. Take note, income tax return. Okay? So, sige. Since nandito na naman, sige, dagdaga. Ano yung mga information dyan? Ito yung mga, sige. Ay, ano nga ba mag-ano dito? Ito. Highlights natin. Okay? Ay, ito. So, syempre, information ng anong year to? Calendar lang naman tayo dito. Di ko anong year. Anong quarter? First, second, and third. Okay? So, take note ha. Sa option natin dito, hanggang 3 quarter lang. First, second, and third. Okay? Teen ng taxpayer. So, ano ba siya? Single? Proprietor? So, ibig sabihin, engage in business, trade, or services. Professional? So, practicing professions. Doctors, lawyers, architect, engineers, or estate, or trust. Okay? Tapos, kanina, di ba, may nabanggit tayong 8% o yung ganyan. Sa mga hindi pa nakarating, nakarecord naman to, no? O, ma'am, ano to mga to? So, ito yung mga combination. Okay? Ito yung mga combination na sinasabi ko kanina na magiging option mo. Okay? It's either, ano ba to? Mali naman. Yan mo na nga, ang hirap magsulat dito. Ayan. So, ano yung option? Number 1, you are business in, ay, mali pala ako. Sa taas pa yung ano. Business income using graduated tax rate, or kaya naman, business income using 8%. So, again, for those na nakarating lang, 8% is optional, no? Option sa certain types of taxpayers. Okay? Or, you are using the graduated 8%, or graduated or 8%. Or, pwede rin naman na mixed income earner ka. Mixed na graduated, mixed na 8%. Okay? Kung sa live ano siya, okay? Sige, magla-live ano tayo. No, sige, sample lang. Para tapos ano no. Ay. Ano lang tayo, ano lang tayo ng sample, no? Ng quarterly para present ko sa inyo, no? Kung uubra. Ay, umupo na kayo. Ha? Meron pa ako isang oras, upo na. 45 minutes. Okay? So, let's say, for example, we will file a quarterly income tax return ni ma'am. Okay? O sana, actually, pwede na mag-file ngayon eh, no? So, let's say, for example, for the second quarter. Okay? Si ma'am ay isang professional. Pero, let's say, for example, hindi ako mixed income earner. Okay? So, let's say, pinili ko ay, sorry medyo maliit paano ko ba lalakihan to? Paano ko ba lalaki? Ay. Paano lalakihin to, no? Ayan. Okay? Pinili ni ma'am ay graduated. Okay? So, take note kapag pinili mo yung pinili mo yung graduated, okay? The next step is you're going to check or you're going to choose if you are itemized or optional deductions. Hindi pwedeng parehas, no? Pag pinili mo yung business income, graduated, or tax table, it's either next step is to choose the method of itemized or OSD. Okay? Pag pinili mo naman yung 8%, hindi ka na makakapili dito. Okay? Kasi hindi ka pwedeng magkaroon ng deductions. Okay? So, 8% siya. Okay, ma'am. Sige, tingnan natin, no? Mag-8% ako. Purely business income earner. Maglalagay ako dito ng amount. Okay? So, let's say for example, 500,000. Okay? So, pwede ko pang gamitin dito yung 250,000 na sinasabi ko kanina, ay sobra, 250 lang daw. Sado kang 250. Okay? So, yun yung deductions, di ba? Yung first 250,000 mo is not taxable kapag pinili mo ang 8%. Okay? Balikan natin, ma'am. Pinili mo ay mixed income earner. Mixed income earner ako. Tapos, 8%. Okay? Siyempre, 8% ka, wala ka rin option sa itemized tsaka optional. Pero, pag ginawa natin yung kanina, sabi ko 250, di ba? 500,000 yung sales ko, for example. Hindi na ako pwede maglagay ng 250. Okay? Bawal na, oh. Di ba sabi sa combination, kapag fixed income earner ka at nag 8% ka, you're not allowed to deduct another 250,000 against your gross sales. Okay? So, ganun. yung sasabi kong option. Okay? Dito na siya, di ba? Kanina, yung sinasabi nating option na, ayan, di ba? So, doon mo siya ilalatag eh. Now, bago ka mag-arrive sa mga ganyan, actually, in real, di ba? Ikaw talaga pipili talaga dito, ma'am. No? Okay? So, ganyan. So, balik tayo sa, sa itemize talaga tayo, sorry. Itemize tayo, ma'am. Itemize graduated muna. Okay? Itemize. Okay? Balikan natin to. I-apply natin yung problem. Okay? So, you have, sabi ko kanina, di ba? This will be our to-date na sales. Itong kulay pink na column, no? Pero the presentation must be yung nasa yellow na column. Okay? You have to include your gross sales of 350, your business expenses of 142,000, and then you arrive at 208,000. Sige, lagay natin 350 tsaka 142. So, let's assume it's also a gross sales na lang din. Okay? 350 daw, sabi no? 350. Sa taas tayo maglalagay. 350. Okay, so let's say, na rin siya. Tapos, magkano yung deduction ko? 142. Okay? We will arrive at a taxable income of 208. So, yung 208,000 is your net income for second quarter alone. Okay? But, because we have, dahil cumulative siya at yung kanyang computation is cumulative basis din, yung net income natin ng first quarter na 180, i-carry forward natin. Okay? Pag nilagay natin dito, taxable income or loss from previous quarter, 180,000. Okay? So, yun. So, nag-arrive tayo sa total taxable income of 388,000. So, tama ba dito sa example natin? 388 din. Okay? The tax due is 20,700. Oh, nag-auto-compute siya. 20,700. Okay, syempre dito yun sa system. Yun, naka-system yun, ha? Pero sa exam natin, mano-mano mong kukumpitin yun, ha? Oh. So, yun ang sinasabi kong example ng computations. Okay? So, the presentation here is for the quarter alone. Tapos, tsaka mo i-carry forward yung income from previous quarters. Same then if you apply for the 250,000. If you choose the 250, if you choose the 8%, ayan, yung ipe-present mo lang dito is your gross sales for second quarter. Then, add mo rin yung sales mo previous quarter. Okay, dito sa column na to. Okay, sa row na yan. Okay, so mga sinasabi ko, the presentation is quarterly, tapos at the end, idadagdag mo rin yung previous quarter before ka mag-compute. Okay, so yun. So kaya yung example natin dito. Okay, ma'am, nagkataon ng second quarter ay meron ng tax due. Relevant ba yan, ma'am, sa susunod na quarters? Yes. Yung 20,700, babayaran mo yan. Hindi next year, kundi within the deadline. Okay? Yung 20,700. Okay? So, repeat the cycle for the third quarter. Present the third quarter information. Carry forward your taxable income to date. So, ngayon, bakit ang finorward mo ay 388? Hindi 180. Yung ipo-forward nating taxable income is the total or the cumulative taxable income from previous quarters. Like total sa previous quarters, it should be the quarters within the same taxable period. Okay? Huwag mong pakialaman yung, halimbawa, we're talking about 2026, huwag mong pakialaman yung 2025. Okay? So, yun. So, ang carry forward mo dito is the previous, yung cumulative net income from previous quarters. Okay? So, your tax due is, your taxable income is 504,000. Your tax due is 43,322. Pero, may binayaran ka diba nung second quarter, 20,700. So, saan lalagay siya? Ipambabawas mo siya dyan. Okay? Sa form, saan ko siya ilalagay sa form, ma'am? Ito. So, kita ba? Sorry So, sa tax credits, nandito yung, ito rin yung kailangan nating aralin, ha? Kaya nagmamadali ako, pasensya na, ha? So, yung mga tax credits, prior year's excess credits, tax payments for the previous quarters, in our example, the 20,700. Okay? The creditable withholding tax period for the previous quarters, yun din, no? Tax withheld within the same quarter. Tapos, if amended, and then, ito yung sasabi natin, foreign tax credits, if applicable. Okay? Bago ka makarating sa tax payable. Okay? So, yung mga surcharge, interest, compromise, that is on your tax to na siya. Okay? So, doon lang, pinakita ko lang, no? Ayun. Pero, pagdating ng quarter, ng pang-apat, sabi ko nga sa inyo, walang fourth quarter. Okay? Pagdating ng pang-apat na quarter, hindi na to ang gagamitin mo. Mag-a-annual ka na. Okay? Annual ITR na ang gagamitin mo. At doon sa laman ng annual ITR, annual na rin yung approach. Okay? At nandun na rin sa eksena ang details mo for compensation. So, let's say for example, for the taxable year 2025, so, pwede ka rin mag-mixed income earner. Okay? So, ganun lang din. So, sige, piliin natin mixed income earner, graduated. Okay? Tapos, pili ka, itemized or OSD. So, tingnan natin example. Sige, laruin natin ito. Example, OSD pinili ko. Okay? Okay? Tingnan mo, mag-auto-compute siya. Okay? So, let's say, pinili natin ay OSD. Maglalagay tayo ng sales na, magkano gusto mong sales? 4 million. Okay? Ang pinili ko ay OSD. Okay? The OSD for the individual is in lieu of your cost of sales and itemized deduction. So, tingnan mo yung row for the cost of sales. Hindi ka na pwedeng maglagay. Kasi bawal na. Okay? Take note, OSD pinili ko. So, hindi ka pwedeng maglagay na ng cost of sales. How about the itemized deduction? Oh, hindi ka na rin pwedeng maglagay ng mga itemized deductions. Okay? So, ano nangyari? Ayan, direkta na. So, your optional deduction is 40% of 4 million, which is 1.6. So, your net income is 2.4. Okay? So, paano kinompute yung tax yung 2.4? Graduated pa din. Okay? So, yun. Pag kinompute mo yung 2.4 using the tax table, you will arrive at 522,500. Okay? Ganun lang naman siya. Sabi ko na ano, no? Ayan. Pero, syempre, kapag nag-itemize ka, pag nag-itemize ako, anong nangyayari, ma'am? Piliin natin ay graduated itemized. Okay? Pag nag-graduated itemized ka, you now have the option, no, na maglagay ng cost of sales, kung ano yung magkano yung actual mo. Okay? Kung magkano yung itemized deduction mo. Tapos, when we say itemized, so isa-isahin mo siya. Meron ka bang fringe benefits? Meron ka bang entertainment, amusement, and recreations? May rental expenses ka ba? May salaries? Oh, kahit lagay mo niya kung magkano, hindi yan gagala. Hindi yan, okay lang yan. Okay? So, kasi ito yung actual. No? Na expenses mo. Okay? So, what else pa? Oh, ma'am. Sige, sige, try natin mag-negative tayo dito. Nagdagan ko pa. Mamaya, tapos napindot ko pala yung ano, no? Yung submit. Lagot ako. 18 ko pa naman to na dito nakalagay. Tagal naman mag-net loss. Net loss na ba? Ayan, net loss na ako, di ba? Ayan, for example, 4 million sales ko, cost of sales is 2.5, your itemized deduction is 1.7, so your net income is 206, net loss of 260 for 32. Okay, may kinumpit bang tax due? Wala. O, di ba? Wala akong tax. Tapos, ano yung eksena sa null ko? May null ko ba akong magre-reflect, ma'am? Wala naman na. So, kumbaga, for next year, magre-reflect ka na ng null ko. Okay? Ayan. Ito ay reconciliation to ng mga previous null ko. Okay? So, yung current, hindi siya magre-reflect dito. No? Ma'am, bakit merong taxpayer column, may spouse column for the individual? Okay? Okay, so the tax code, no, may have allowed us, no, pero hindi na siya mandatory, no? Kumbaga optional So, sa mga individual taxpayers na mag-asawa, na pwede siya lang magkaroon ng combined income tax. Ha? Ewan ko lang kung ano yung combined income tax, no? Ayan. Ano kaya yung yung sa impeachment na pinatabi ulit yung income tax return ni BP Sara? Sa asawa niya. No? So, siguro I think hindi siya combined, no? Yun, separate yun. No? Pero kasi optional naman kasi, na gusto mong, ikaw, for example, individual taxpayer, married ka, so, column for your taxpayer, column for the income from ng spouse mo. Okay? So, yun lang naman, no? Pabalik na ako dito. So, sa annual, ganyan na presentation mo, annual. Makikita mo, wala ka na presentation ng quarterly. Lahat yan ay annual yung figures na mangyayari. O, ito naman, yung last part dito, ito yung inaaral nyo sa income tax, sa intact, yung mga recon, dyan yun, diba? O, syempre, hindi na nakalagay dito kung ang tawag dito, mga future deductible or temporary, dyan lang naman siya. Okay? Diba? Kasi yung sinasabi mo net income dito is your financial income, tapos mag-a-arrive ka sa net taxable income. Diba? Hindi naman sa lahat ng pagkakataon parehas ang financial income or accounting income versus taxable income. So may mga differences. So ano yung differences mo? Should reflect here. No? O baka kasi syempre sa financial income, meron ko ni-report na interest income. Dito sa income tax, hindi naman taxable ang mga interest income, di ba? Kasi because they are already subjected to final tax. Okay? So may mga items na deductible sa financial na bawal sa taxation. Okay? So diyan mo lahat ilalatag yan. Okay? So ano pa ang pwede kong before tayo So that is the annual, ha? Individuals including mixed income earner, estate and tax. Okay? Ano pa ba bago ako mag-proceed sa kabilang slide? Yun lang naman. And then the tax due. Okay? Close ko na. Baka mapindot ko pa, ha? Account ko yan, ha? Hindi, sa bagay. Nakapag-file naman ako 2025 na. Okay? So, ganun lang naman yung computation, no? And then, so yun. So, again, this one, your payment from previous quarters is equivalent to a tax credit, which is deductible against your tax due. So, to your updated tax due. Okay? And then, the question for number 2 is the final tax on passive income. So, sabi ko nga, dalawang klase. Dun sa given example natin, dividends and interest income. So, yun lang naman yung tanong. And then, the other one is the capital gains or the CGT. The capital asset involved is a real property subject to 6%. Okay? Sige. Let's answer this one, no? Wala to sa file. So, sagutan natin today. Okay? So, given the following information, the taxpayer earned compensation income of 4 million. May putal pa, ma'am. 4,500,000? 4,500,000? The amount is inclusive of this 13th month pay. Dito na yung medyo comprehensive, ha? Sabi ko kanya sa mga bagong dating, di ba? Sinitigan ko yung mga scores ninyo. Hindi naman masyadong comprehensive yung problem ko. No? Ano nangyari sa score natin? Hindi ko alam. Sa de minimis na nga lang. Daming pumalpak sa de minimis eh. Oo. Sa de minimis. Doon ako na-disappoint. Bakit kayo nagkamali sa de minimis? Marami sa inyo. Okay? Okay, so the company, the taxpayer is a mixed income earner. Compensation income 4,500,000. This amount is inclusive of his 13th month pay and other benefits of 250. This amount is inclusive of his 13th month pay and other benefits of 250, but net of the mandatory contributions to SSS&PhilHealth. You also receive a total of 325,000 fringe benefit tax. Okay? Unang-una, ano ang classification ni taxpayer as an employee? So, siya ay managerial and supervisory employee. So, When we're talking about the fringe benefits given to him, not part of the taxable income. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, elimination round tayo, hindi ko na isasama yan. Bakit? Siya ay CEO. Ano ang rules of fringe benefits given to managerial? Subject to fringe benefit tax. Ano bang tinatanong ko? Tax due. Tax due. Diba? Hindi natin papakilaman yan. Aside from his employment, he also owns a cafeteria. The cafeteria has a gross sales of 1.5, cost of sales of 500, and operating expenses of 300,000. So, anong tanong mo, ma'am? Compute his income tax due for 2025 if he avails of the 8%. Question, bago tayo mag-proceed sa 8%, is the taxpayer qualified para sa 8%? Yes. Bakit? Ang threshold natin, di ba, is 3 million. So, ang kanyang sales is only 1.5. So, pasok pa siya. O sige, so, computean natin. So, ano ang magiging computation natin for that? Okay? To answer your, ma'am? Okay? Una muna, question number 1. So, magkano ang kanyang compensation income? So, yung compensation income niya is 4,500,000. Or, talagang may 500, no? Minus 90,000. O, saan galing 90,000? At kulang 0. Bakit 90,000 yung binawas ni ma'am? Hoy. Di ba yun yung portion ng total 13th month pay and other benefits na non-taxable? In excess of 90,000, magiging taxable na siya. So that is 3, gano yun? 3,910,500. So using the tax table, compute the tax due on 3,910,500. So yung tax due niya under the 3,910,500 is, syempre di ko kabisado yung tax table, gagamit ako nito, no? 10.3 plus 402,500. Laki Tama ba? 3,910,500 minus 2 million. In excess of 2 million times 30% plus basic tax of 402,500. Paki-compute nga. Diyos ko, nabalito na naman ako. 970. Diba? Minsan, kahit tama, alam mo, tama na kayo sa 3.9. Okay? Namali kayo ng pindot or tingin sa tax table. Kagaya ni ma'am kanina. Hindi, tama na siya. 975,650. Okay? Hindi pa siya yung sagot sa number sa tanong nating tax due. Hindi pa yan. Okay? I-add pa natin yung sa business. Take note yung 975 is just for the compensation. Okay? So, sa business, times 8%, kano to? 120,000. So, ano sagot dito? 1 million total. O di combination ng dalawa, 1,095,650. Okay, so that's the answer for question number 1. For question number 2, assuming the taxpayer failed to pay, ito yung 1, ito yung 2. The taxpayer, sabi ng tunga yan assuming the taxpayer failed to avail the 8%, compute his tax due. Magkano? So, anong first question, magkano ang kanyang taxable income? So, yung kanyang taxable income will be yung kanyang compensation na 3,910,500 plus yung default natin, yung default natin for the business income, which is the itemized deduction, 1,500 minus 500 minus 300, 800 o 700? 700. 1,500 minus 500 minus 300, 700 plus 700. Okay? So, your taxable income ay 4,610,500. Okay? So your tax due using the tax table is minus 2 million times 0.3 plus 402,500. 1,185,650. Ay, yun lang naman. Okay. Yung sagot. Okay. Ngayon, simplified pa lang yan ha, kasi because the presentation is on an annual basis. Okay? Wala pa dito kung wala pa nga dito yung mga deductions, yung mga tax credits, no? Kung meron tayong tax credit na ibabawas after computing for the tax due. Nakuha? Oh, reminder lang ulit ha, sa mga bagong dating ha. We only have one remaining on-site class next week, July 15. So we only have two online class on Friday, July 10, and another one, hopefully isa pa, July 17. Okay? Before mag-final exam, scheduled on July 21 to 24. Pero yung exact date at time, wala pa. Okay? For the coverage, we will inform ko kayo sa Monday. Okay? Kapag naipasa ko na at na-approve na yung exam. Okay? So, kaya, chances are, marami pa tayong, hindi lang ito yung coverage. Wala pa tayo sa corporation. Okay? Ganun talaga. Oh. So, pa-third year na kayo, di ba? Oh. Oh. I-feel nyo naman na kayo ay third year na. Okay? Hindi.
You know.
Dami kong trabaho, dadagdag pa yan. Walang advice sa akin. Ha? Bakit? Hindi siya magtuturo next time? Hindi ba kaka-orient lang sa inyo? Jack and Poy na lang kung sino.
Deliberation.
Ay, hindi. Nakay din. Wala tayong program chair eh. Di si kay din tayo. Aasa. Hindi pa. Hindi pa. Aba kasi Sir Gian. Hoy, batak din sa QE yun si Sir Gian. Hindi ko alam, no? Wala pa naman eh. Wala pang binigay. Oh.
Oh, here.
Basta alam nyo naman kasi, di ba, ang rule sa Pero alam nyo kung ano yung score na dapat yung score sa exam, di ba? 60 ba? 75? Di ba 75? 75! Tapos average is 75. Tama. Yung 75 yung average. I-perfect nyo dapat yung favorite subject nyo.
Yung mga first year.
So, yun lang, di ba? Diyos ko. Hindi, don't worry naman. Kung sino may mag-handle ng QE, so I will ask for the... Usually, sa iba kasing school, gano'n naman, nakalatag naman kung yung topic. Okay? So, for sure, wala pa naman tayong remedy. So, dapat walang remedy dun sa examination. Patulungin mo muna ako. Isipin ko pa mamaya, no? Kung paano. Okay. Ay, para sa mga bagong dati, sabi ko kanina, dahil itong score nyo ay so we still have, I will launch some questions sa Canvas as pandagdag sa nanghihingalo yung score. Okay? So, yun lang naman. Okay?
Okay.
Sasali ko yung test paper ninyo. First honor. Chavez. Okay na tayo sa mga nasa online na. Kung kanino gustong pakuha yung test paper nyo, pakisabi na lang.
Wala.
Okay?
Pwede na.
Jungko? Wala. Walang kukuha, walang tropa. Mamaya, hindi ko pa nare-record yung 202. Batalya. Limhoko. Erika Nicole. Janmeza. Janmeza ba to? Kyle? Hoy, pag-uwi nyo sa akin to, ang dami-dami nito. Ian. Riley. Walang tropa si Ian. Sophia Isabel Castillo. Mark Brendan. Pixon. Nabasca Christine Joy. Gwen. Wala si Gwen. Sarah Jean Israel. Kaya sa online yun ah. Richard Riley. Divina Clarice Castillo. Joshua Rivera. Charles Angelo Rivera. Ramirez Janine. Seth Francesca. Precious Iris. Wala pa. John Brent. Wala. Oh, salaga. May mga consideration na ako sa straight problem sa inyo eh. Feliciano. Segismundo. Segismundo. Morelos. Jacqueline. Silang. Malveda Maika. Rafael Victor. Rikisha. Julia. Talosig. Leon. Dayan Hurtado. Ramento. Aguila Alison. Alison? Kyle. Ano sa'yo? Ano sa'yo? Kunin mo. Kyle. Espordas. Vera. So, sino? Okay. Sophia Jean. Aquino Isabela. Erika Irish. Mary Grace Alaan. John Ray Alonzo. Janessa Ganayo. And sino yung hindi natawag? Bakit ka hindi natawag? Sulat mo? Sulat mo? Sigurado ka? Pati nga ng mga penmanship mo?
Nalala ko 3M pa yung sa
Ano 3M?
ay 300.
Anong pangalan? Buti na lang ikaw lang ang walang lahat kayo nakapag-exam. Ah, eto, hindi nyo kukunin? Wala pa. Wala pa! Mukha kayong plus. Bakit? Naghihingalo na? Gagawa na nga daw, di ba? Sabi ko, may isa pa kayong mag-effort muna kayo, no? May isa pang quiz. Okay, so that's additional points sa may equivalent points siya para sa module 2 exam. Okay, at least siguro mga 3 straight problem yon. Basta. May equivalent points, okay? Tapos meron pa nga dyan meron ako dyan ginawa, although, meron na akong mga binonus dyan, ha? Dami. Okay? O sabi ko nga, hindi, basic pa nga yung tanong, wala dyan yung comprehensive. Okay? So next time, sa finals, medyo madami-dami na. Okay? So yun lang. Kayo mga sa to, kukunin nyo na inyo? Ha? Hindi pa? Mamaya na. Ano ginawa niyo sa fleet? Anong meron? Ang tanong ko, anong ginawa niyo? Plus agad? Sige, speaker niyo. Kasi ano, pwedeng mag-loan? Ano sa na iba? Tapos na? O, yun na. Hindi, hindi. May bracket siya. So, hindi ko alam eh. Silipin nyo lang. Hindi ko alam kung 80, 84. Hindi ko sure. So, wala naka-line of 9 ngayon. Okay? So, for example, yung points natin for, actually, that would be equivalent to quiz kasi, no? So, for example, sa Canvas, 30 points yon. So, kapag naka-perfect kayo doon, may additional 15, kalahati. Halimbawa, ang quiz natin is yung i-upload ko 30 points. So, kapag kung ano yung score nyo doon, divide by 2, yun yung plus nyo dun sa ano. Para safe, kasi kahit, kumaga, yun yung standard na wala makaka-perfect talaga. Okay? Additional points lang. Okay, so yun lang naman. Gutom na ako, uwi na tayo. Ay, uwi na kayo. Okay, so, that's it lang muna. Hoy, sa mga nasa online ha. O, yung mga papel nyo, hindi nyo naman sinabi kung kanino ibibigay. O, yung ibang may kumuha na. Okay? So, yun, kung yung iba, nawala, nandito pa yung papel ko, nandito lang ako later sa room ako, 4:10. Mamaya, kung gusto nyo kunin. Okay? So, yun lang. Have a nice day. And thank you. O, kayo. Basta. Sige.